Kingdom Outkasts podcast is a platform for us to simply express our thoughts, opinions, and experiences concerning our faith and events around the world. We're here for your entertainment, encouragement, and edification of the body. We're humans like yourself and are not the final authority of views expressed. Only the Most High Yah is. Feel free to agree, disagree, edify, question, and comment however you're led to in the comments. We are many members of one body under Messiah and look forward to communing as a family with mutual respect. Shalom and enjoy the pod. Kingdom Outkasts.
We have watch current events, ATTI Northern Border.
I want to talk about the Fulton County DA who's on giving testimony for her relationship with the prosecuting attorney.
Okay.
And because there was also a cyber attack in Fulton County.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Got a juicy episode today.
Yeah.
We got to actually say our tagline. Podcasting the way of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
What is our tagline?
That's what it is on Instagram, right? Or podcasting the truth of the way.
Podcasting?
Yeah.
It's called what?
Podcasting?
Yeah, podcasting the truth of the way.
The way, the truth.
Yeah, podcasting the truth of the way.
Oh, see, truth. I didn't even know our tagline. So.
Oh, there we go. Let's do it.
Who's introing us?
It can't be my turn. I know it can't. I feel like
I know I did it last, but
very recently.
Alright, you got it.
But people should huh?
You got it for sure.
Today, what?
Yeah. Today's your day, man.
It's all you.
Oh, okay. All right, recording started.
Recording is started.
Okay. My legs are hot. Welcome to another episode of Kingdom Outkasts podcast. We pop
collars.
What's good? Welcome to another episode of Kingdom Outkasts podcast. We're on episode 22. Where we are podcasting the truth of the way. It's a beautiful day over here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am one of your hosts, Brandon Ahadan Ashar Mashak, and we have the beautiful, illustrious, clean.
Just giving today.
Yes, just giving.
I'm Deja. Glad to be here.
And then lastly, we've got Elijah. We are here on the set of episode 22. It's good to see you guys.
It's good to see you.
The skin is glowing.
Happy Sunday.
It's good to see you too. Look at us unshaven bums.
I know.
Next to this executive.
Have you guys been going through it this
boss
week?
woman.
Is that the reason? I mean, have you guys had a hard week, or you couldn't get to the barber really?
No.
Inflation.
I gotta go last.
Kick in.
That's the time we I've had. I've got to go last.
This week has been a struggle bus week, as you can tell from my sweats.
Your direct deposit didn't hit.
No. My lopsided Yankees hat. Okay, I am out here just making it through. Literally.
We're glad to have you nonetheless. They say come as you are.
Yes, I am here as I am.
Yes, you are.
But life is good. Life is good. This week was a little hectic. Got to work from home, which was really nice. But it was because of some threats at work, you know?
What kind of threats?
Like someone was receiving a domestic threat, you know?
Wow.
Like they were going to...
I don't know, yeah, you know, pew pew or you know, or something.
Something really
something dangerous, yeah. So they had us working from home, and you know what? I was not complaining.
You should work from home again next week. Are you kidding me?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna have to.
The world is on fire. There's domestic threats at your work office.
Yeah, because the CEO had came in like 2 weeks ago, so they just were hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, this week's been really interesting. I mean, especially with work, like we've had system outages. Everybody else is having system outages, like we're going to talk about. It was interesting.
We had an outage. The gate has been open.
Yeah.
Because there was some outage with the internet, so that some people's gates codes were working, others weren't. So they were like, we just have to keep it open until further notice. And I'm like, this is weird. Like things are getting
hairy,
really sketchy.
Mm-hmm. Yo. I'm gonna hold it.
Yeah.
You still going?
Nah, I'm cool, man.
You go.
This week's been good. Getting back in the gym, you know, becoming more disciplined slowly but surely. Sometimes I'd be fighting it, but I can't fight it anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, I got to be consistently disciplined. Just like, you know, thinking of myself as really a military aged male. And
That's what you are.
I am a warrior for the Most High's kingdom. You know, that's what I had to be. So
there we go.
I got to train accordingly in the word, in my physical activity, and, just being the best I can be. So 2024 is here, y'all.
For sure. Hear that.
I'm going to echo that. I've been on my fitness... I've been in my fitness bag as well the last few weeks. But you know what I noticed, Brandon? Now that I'm lifting weights, and I've been probably doing weights like at least, a month, 5-6 weeks, I can't run anymore. I'll go out there and be like, I'm going to go on a 5-mile run. After 1 mile, I'm like, okay, we need to walk. This is a walk. Well, this is a fast walk.
Well, did you keep running the same weeks that you were lifting?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like I should be able to train both at the same time. Like I still want to compete in a 6-mile race, but I'm trying to build because before I was just only running. Well, so for some reason running is just hurting. Now it just burns.
Well, yeah, your body. Well, for one, your body is recovering a lot more because of the muscle. So when you're working out, the goal is to tear the muscle fibers up so they build back up bigger and stronger. So for one, your body is now feeling more weight from muscle density. It's got to get used to that. As well as, your body's recovering more. So it's really just your body having to get used to doing both. But we know you can do both because you got track runners. Track runners lift weights in.
But they don't run far.
They
don't do distance running.
Oh, yeah, you do distance. Well, I mean, hey, lifting over cardio every day, all day.
I'm going to keep going trying for both. I'm not a military age male, but I figure I might as well get in the shape of my life now or never. I'm going downhill after this. I'm 28, so.
Yo,
you're not that old.
Oh
no, that's not downhill. I really think my prime is going to be like in my mid-30s, but that's neither here nor there. I've had a good week. I put down some of my veggies. I've been working on my little patio vibes. I built a pergola.
A pergola?
Yeah, like a cover. So basically, like I have the structure. But every now and again, I'll change the cover out.
Interior design words.
Yes. This is my indoor space, vibes. Yeah, I've been like super disciplined with my routine, my diet, my prayer time. I feel amazing. I haven't had one alcoholic beverage in 2024.
Wow.
So I feel probably better than I have in a really long time.
Wow. You've been going hard on that.
Yes.
That's good.
It's been good. I feel like I'm going to bear a lot of fruit from my discipline and just things like plans and goals I have for the year. I was talking about financial goals with Elijah, and I'm just getting really serious about the things I want this year.
I need to talk about financial goals with you too then, for sure.
Listen, guys, I'm a resource for both of you.
No worries.
Utilize me.
I'm gonna use you. All right. Well, cool.
We can't piss this guy off. One day he's gonna own all of our life insurance policies and all of our retirement funds and all. Of them.
Oh yeah, treat him real nice.
No.
Power.
Be authentic with me, okay? Listen.
Like Elijah, answer the phone. You see me calling you.
I'm gonna just call one day, like, hey Elijah, I was thinking about a raise, for you. Well, I don't get paid.
I don't get paid. Well, you deserve a raise. He's gonna make money off of the things that we purchase through him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's dope.
Listen,
he doesn't mention that part, but that's how it works.
I mean, my thing is just being a resource for people.
Okay.
I give out complimentary consultation. It's free. Now, if you want to get something that benefits you, like say building up your own IRA, or having your own life insurance policy or getting a mortgage out in your name, that's for you. But I'm just facilitating the transaction.
Bro, this is dope. We really got like in-house people like at Boom, we got somebody with chickens.
Oh yeah,
we got Jeannie who does the funeral insurance. Which that's important, right? Yeah. I mean, we gotta definitely pull
connect people
resources together for real.
We literally can start to create our own economy.
Nation building,
personal trainers, florists.
Thank you.
Caterers, we can just build each other's businesses really by keeping our money. Pooling our money.
We got to talk about this topic.
I'm also an accountant, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got to talk about this topic and I'm a blood type nutrition and fitness coach. Yeah, and I work with kids and some things. So yeah, we got all this stuff.
Yeah.
Man, we have to talk about this topic one day. But I had a very long conversation with my clients after we finished training Friday night, and it was just talking about nation building, and he's just now learning like black people have been all over the continent. I put him on to some Harvard, Yale sources, we're Israelites, blah blah blah, do and like he's really like receiving a lot of this stuff. He had me send some documentaries, and his whole thing was just like, we got to unify, we got to do this, and I was just like, but it's never gonna happen if we don't have the same creed, law, beliefs. It's impossible.
Having the same beliefs is important, but you can't force that on people.
You can't.
I think the connecting points is what is important. Because, like, for example, I'm working with the girls chat because we have a Telegram chat, but then there's the women's one.
Yeah.
So we're working with that to try to start actually having like a fellowships. Maybe not too regular, but maybe once a month, once every other month, because that's where it starts. Like if it starts off with 4 of us or 5 of us who care, if we're really enjoying each other's company and blessing each other and sharing the things that's going on with us, giving advice, like giving opinion on scripture, that's gonna make other women want to participate. A lot of people are lonely. A lot of people just don't feel like they're connected to a body, or you go through the whole thing of getting in the truth, and you want to stop going certain places. Now you're losing friends. So before we can get to nation building, we have to connect. Get people to connect.
I mean, it's all a part of it. So, but like that's a much long conversation. We got to jot that into topics. Like, how do we nation build? What do we think is going to look like? According to scripture. Like that's a topic we gotta go hard on.
I like that as a topic.
But my week has been a week, y'all. This has been a rough week. Tuesday night, it's been a good week as far as just good in general, but with what happened, it's been also rough. Tuesday, night, I was at the gym, and people lack gym etiquette a lot of times, so they just put plates anywhere. And there was a 25-pound plate hiding in between 2 45s. And I grabbed both 45 to slide them out. And next thing you know, just boom!
Were these now plastic covered 45s, or were
these are
iron?
The iron.
Oh.
Right on my
three. Have a toe.
My three first toes.
Oh, that's my goodness!
That's and admittedly, it was a huge. It was just like, and then I just started in through the nose. I remember immediately my meditations in through the nose, out to the mouth. I just was there for just standing up for 5 minutes, and then I tried to walk it off, and I just had to sit, and I'm just doing this, just breathing for 10 minutes.
Did someone come over bro, are you good? Did someone come over and be like, do you need?
Bro, it's like nobody saw it.
What? No way!
It's like nobody saw it in this big gym, right?
That's
so you're just over there slowly.
They knew it was there 25. Someone in there knew it was there 25.
Bro, it wasn't until I started limping to the bathroom till some of the a bunch of the bigger Olympian guys were working over. Yo, bro, you good? Yo, bro, what's up? Plate filling with toe. Oh, they're like, oh shoot, all this, right? And I get to the bathroom, man, and I'm on the bathroom, I'm sitting on a scale, so I'm not on the floor because the bathroom's it's kind of nasty.
Oh yeah.
And I just was trying to clean the blood up. It was a lot of blood.
You were getting blood probably on the floor.
One guy was, he saw me in the bathroom. He's like, "Hey man, you need me to get wet some paper towels or something?" He did that for me, and I was in there, just trying to clean it up. It felt like I was kicking a metal corner of something over and over and over and over and over.
So it was
again.
Throbbing.
Yeah, this was during during my own workout, and then I had to hop. You see how big my house is. I had to hop on one foot from the bathrooms all the way to the front desk to get to the first aid.
That's terrible, Brandon. Literally.
And
so you need some first aid in your home.
Well, he was at the gym.
I'm at the gym.
Oh.
I do have plates in my crib, but
well, I thought you were saying that you went home and then you.
No. This is I'm at the gym, and
Just struggling. Dying.
And then they had first aids and band-aids, some Visine. So I'm like I couldn't even sit in the chair. I had to sit on the floor, and I'm trying to clean up and do it like without like bending or touching like that, because it's just to the touch. And then 30 minutes later, my next client comes in like, oh yeah, I have 3 more clients tonight. And my next client, she's like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, just go to the back and warm up. I'll be there in a bit. So I wrap everything up. Wrap everything up.
Grouch? What's going on?
Yeah, I had to. Now, she saw what was happening. Oh, what happened?
My trainer
and I could only put my sock on. And my sock is now getting all bloody and all this stuff. And so I'm like limping and hopping to the back. And I'm like, I'm going to get through my clients. I got work to do.
That's the difference in having your own business.
Yeah,
I would have left work. I'm talking about I would have left so fast.
I would workers comp.
I actually owe me disability, but when you have your own business, no, you just keep going.
Yeah. I had to work. I could have canceled everything, but I was just I'm gonna get through this. And when I'm training, like I'm sitting on the floor, elevating my foot like this. People were, of course, asking over and over and over again. I'm in pain this whole entire time. My second client comes. She's a doctor. She's just mad that I'm not at the hospital. She's like, why are you here? It's canceled. I'm like, bruh, just stop. I'm here. You know what I mean? And she's my competition client. So I'm extra invested in her, right? And, after we finish training, she goes and gets me some ibuprofen and Epsom salt. Which is great,
Very reasonable.
I'm looking through the bag. She's like, what are you looking for? I'm like, where's the receipt? She's like, she's like, what you need a receipt for? So I can Apple Cash you. She just, and just leaves the gym. I mean, okay, cool. That's nice. And then
this goes into your, unwillingness to accept help thing.
Anyways, so then my last client comes, and he ends he ends the session like 10 minutes, 15 minutes early.
Like your foot is falling off, and you're like, "Where's the receipt?"
Yeah, I was at the gym for like 3 more hours.
Yeah,
no pain meds, no nothing. I took the ibuprofen. I was like, "Oh, I got Tylenol at home." No, you need something to reduce swelling.
Yeah,
and so I went home. Let me tell you, that drive home.
That's probably rough.
Oh, yeah.
That's not your driving foot, is
my
it?
legs started seizure. No, it was this one. My legs started seizuring. All I could do was blast gospel music and cry out, Most High, make me a miracle! Make me a miracle! Use me to see that! Use me for people to see that you're real! Make me a miracle!
I'm amazed that that's what you go, you go straight there. That's great. That's
amazing. And all I could just
that shows who you really are.
And I kept thinking, I deserve this. The Messiah went through worse. I can do this. He went through worse. That's literally how I rationalize my mind to get through this. Tough this out. And then I, soaked in Epsom salt with Dude. And I was using my golf clubs like a cane for the next, few days. And limping and all this stuff. And no, I never went to the hospital. Of course, I've been called crazy 1 million times this week because I didn't go to the hospital. But I have broken my foot before. I broken a tailbone. Same situation. Healed myself.
You broke your tailbone and let it heal naturally?
A whole nother conversation. We'll talk about that another day.
Are you fine? are you okay?
I'm good. I still get the muscle.
He has multiple bones that just fully have been broken and never.
Yeah, my foot been all the way. This same foot's been all the way back before. Other stories, but I looked at those as this is a moment to test my survival skills.
You really are a child of the Most High.
I needed to hear that, to be honest. Man. So if we ever this country gets taken over and I get injured, hey, I can help.
It's likely to happen. Feels very likely. So.
Yeah. So that was my week. Oh, and then I was a little late on the way here because I look in my rearview mirror and my bumper is flapping in the wind.
Oh wow.
Yeah, on the left side. From
What
that time I was rear-ended.
Oh.
Yeah, I only fixed the tail light.
Flapping in the wind is super.
So I had to pull over, use all my strength to pop it in.
Yeah.
Because I never actually tried popping it in because I didn't think I could, but I actually popped it in.
All on one foot.
Gotta survive out here in these streets.
No, you're right. You're weak. That was a lot.
Hopefully a beautiful woman will appreciate my manliness one day.
I would like
anything.
You have that now, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I know. I have a beautiful woman in mind for you.
Me too. Yeah.
Oh no, me too. No, look, we rocking out. So
yeah,
but yeah, man. So precept.
precept. All right, so our precept for this week is coming from Matthew 26, verse 41, and this is the chapter of Matthew where the Messiah is preparing to go to the cross, and we see him praying in the garden, and Matthew 26, verse 41, we see him say this: "Keep actively watching and praying that you may not come into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the body is weak." And I'm reading out of the Amplified Version. So, basically, the context for this is Yeshua goes up to Peter, and he finds Peter asleep,
Crash, snoring.
slumped. And this is one of those verses that I've been reading throughout this week as my flesh has been a little bit louder recently. I think it's this weather as it's starting to get nicer. I cannot be allowing for the weather to get me back in my flesh. But I just had to remind myself the first part. Keep actively watching and praying. Stay in communication with the Most High when you're starting to get those thoughts, and rebuke them. And really just I think there's another verse that I remind myself of. It's bring each and every thought captive unto the obedience of Jesus Christ. I forgot where it's at, but it's important that we pray, but also that we be mindful that our flesh is really, really weak, especially mine.
Me too.
Yeah. So we just got to realize that we can't listen to it, and we got to be able to decipher that voice of the flesh. It's no, I'm not doing that. So, what do you guys think about that? What verse?
It makes me
it's what I
needed. When you get really serious about your walk, you'll be like, oh, I don't have the same desires that I used to have. I'm in a good place. And then when you least expect it, something will come your way that's meant to tempt you, and you have to be on watch at all times. You can never get too comfortable. You can never feel like you've gotten to such a great place. You're so righteous that something couldn't, basically knock you off that high horse pedestal.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah. Honestly, I need to hear that because, like Elijah said, my flesh is very weak as well, and all I've been praying for the last couple weeks is Most High just take certain desires from me, man, without having to do bodily harm to me. You know what I mean? Without having to actually have something happen to me, just take certain desires. And it's kind of I think I told y'all when I was I prayed about trying to stop smoking, so much. He started giving me headaches and then chest pains, and I was like, okay, cool. I had an incentive.
Yeah.
I've never really had a real drinking issue like that, so I can't really say, even though, I like to indulge. But, shoot, lust, have wandering eyes, being just overly flirtatious, just having certain intrusive thoughts, goodness gracious, you know what I mean? Yeah. Most High, I just be man, look, I've just been praying, help, and so I feel that, man, and I just feel it. I've been doing a lot of apocryphal reading, but just, I definitely got to review more of, Matthew and some of those things, and Messiah's talking about there. So
yeah, the Gospels are always relevant. That's the advice I've gotten from a mentor on my spiritual walk, is even as you get into reading, if you want to read the law, if you want to go back and read certain stories, you're always supposed to pair it with the gospel as you're in your weekly reading, so you never get too far away from that. I think that's important.
Yeah.
So a lot of our precepts have kind of come from Gospels.
Yeah. I've been reading the Epistle of Barnabas, which was considered a gospel
back
in the day, but it's not. It used to be canon, but it's not anymore. And so I feel like I'm reading some of that, but I need to go read the Messiah's quotations a lot more again.
Yeah, I think that incorporating that into my study has, like, I like reading the King James version because that's the only Bible that I have that actually has the text in red, which I think is like, it's important for me to see that because it delineates from, like, I don't want to say just like the story, but it just is like his actual words, and it just hits differently for me.
It's the Creator talking to us.
Yeah.
So,
but
okay, well, our Hebrew word is watch, right? There's a lot of words for watch, by the way, here. Okay, so, goodness gracious, like they have a lot of words in Hebrew here for watch. Okay, so, Strong's 8245. It is. All right, I need it to not like be slow today. Okay, 8245. Shakad, to watch or wake. NASB translation, intent on doing, keep watch, keeps awake, kept in store, lie awake, watch, watched, watching. Strong exhaustive coordinates. Hasten, remain, wake, watch for. Sleepless, hence to be on the lookout. Hasten, remain, wake, watch. You have Safa, to Strong 6822. Safa, to look out or about, spy, keep watch. To look out, definition, to look out, about, spy, keep watch. NASB translation, destined, keep watch, look out, look, spies, watch. Watching, expectantly, watched, watching, watchmen. Watchmen. And we know that watchman word is definitely a thing. Strong's often coordinates for it is behold, a spy, look up, wait for, keep the watchman. A primitive root, properly to lean forward, to peer into distance. By implication, to observe, await, behold, espy, look, wait for, or watchman.
What was the pronunciation of the original?
Safa.
Safa.
Oh. We have Ashmara, a watch. Watch is a night watch. We have Shamar, 8104 Strongs. To keep watch, preserve, attend. Oh, this one's a lot. Attend, being careful, beware, bodyguard, careful, carefully to keep, cares, charge, confine, defending, doorkeepers, diligently keep, heed yourself and keep, hoarded, heeds, keepers, maintained, kept watch, observed, officers, pay attention, preserve, regard, secured, centuries, spare, spies, take care, waits, watchmen. Oh my goodness gracious. 4929. Mishmar, a place of confinement, jail, prison, guard, watch, observance. Confinement, custody, diligence, division, guard, keep watching, post, prison services. Strong's often coordinates. From Shamar, which is the root, diligence, guard, office, ward, watch, a guard, a deposit, the post of a prison, or an example, diligence, guard. Yo,
Strong goes crazy.
4931. They Mishmareth, a guard, watch, charge, function.
It's like a noun. This one is a noun.
Yeah. Yes. I need to start saying verb, noun, all that. In ASB translation, allegiance, charge, guard post, duties, duty, office, kept, obligation, post, safe, worship, divisions, service divisions. Okay. Ooh. The act, custody, or concord. The sentry, the post, observance, charge, keep, or to kept, ordinance, safeguard, watch. 5341. Natsar. To watch. Guard. Keep. Besieged. Besiegers. Cunning. Guards. Hidden. Keep. Kept watch. Observe. Preserves. Tend. I'm gonna do one more literally after this. Or to guard in a good sense, to protect, maintain, obey, or a bad one, besieged, hidden, thing, monument, observe, preserve, sub to watcher. Yo, there's like 3 more. Yeah. We'll be here for a minute. But they got
I like
a lot.
Sleepless. Sleepless is like
that was stay woke.
One of the right.
Okay,
Stay woke.
This one is different.
I like be careful.
This one is different. I gotta do this one. 6974. Coots, arise to be awake. That is 6974. Then you have another one that's about stealth. Yeah, it's a lot. They have Hebrews watch is a big word for the Hebrew people. Yeah, I see. I'm done there. Yeah,
that's a good one. All right, let's get into current events. This week, I have spent a good amount of my time while I'm working, listening, so forth as I'm moving around, but tuning into the testimonies related to the Fulton County DA's allegations that she's had a romantic relationship with the prosecuting attorney on the Trump indictment case. And so the issue is that she hired the prosecuting attorney who is indicting Trump. She's the DA of the county. And I just am judging the whole way. I feel like a lot of times black women will finally get that dream job or finally get to that point in their career where they're about to do something that's life-changing. Like this, indicting Trump would be a life-changing thing for this woman. She's worked her whole life as an attorney. Yeah. And she waits this far to hire her boyfriend as the prosecuting attorney. So now she's on testimony and she's on the stand and he's on the stand and her dad's on the stand. Oh, yes. And this is taking completely away from the fact that Trump is in trouble for whatever he has done. Election fraud, this and that. Like all the attention is on her now. So I've been listening in to her testimonies. They've been asking her about for like financial evidence. Did you pay him personally? Did he pay you personally? We see that you went on this many vacations in these many countries. What money was spent? Was money from the state spent on your vacations? Did you give him favoritism in receiving the position? Was he even qualified to be the prosecuting attorney on such a high profile case? Like they're like completely like digging into her for this. So that's been actually interesting to me also because Young Thug she's also prosecuting Young Thug essentially because that's also going on in Fulton County.
Getting free. Yeah. He's going to go free.
I mean, they have hours and hours and hours worth of witnesses and accounts. And I mean, this has been going on for 2 years now with Young Thug. So if he was going to get off, I would think there would be something by now.
One thing about Young Thug, he's a publicly known Freemason, right? Is he? Yes, he pictures holding his Freemason certificates like proudly, like it's unopened. He's like, and somebody, I remember it was in an interview. Somebody asked him, what do you think about his case? He said, "I'm a Mason. I beat all my cases." There you go.
This is a RICO charge. I think he's either going to get let go for and clear or get life.
Got out for his RICO situation.
Understood. So related to Fulton County though, then there was a cyber attack like maybe 2 weeks ago. And so it's like, okay, so not only is the Trump case is going on in Fulton, Thug is going on in Fulton, this woman and the prosecuting attorney, and now a cyber attack. And I was trying to get my background check cleared for a job. And I lived in Fulton County. They held it up 3 weeks just because the state was like shut down.
Bro. Yeah, Fulton County's
I was trying to tell them, I'm from North Fulton. This has nothing to do with me.
I mean, you gotta know, like, you can't be mixing business and pleasure. You don't poop where you eat, dadgummit. So, like, why would you have this man prosecuting Trump? Like, if you're gonna come at Trump, like, you better
come so correct.
You gotta come really correct.
As a black woman at that?
Everything up. Yeah.
He has power. He has like, people that can dig up things.
That you can have prosecute, but yeah.
So this is along with the other string of like cyber attacks and outages and so forth. Fulton County they were like frozen. Personally, I feel like maybe she did like pay someone to like do something so that certain workers can't get out for her benefit, because she has a lot of power as the DA.
Oh yeah, that is true.
She probably gave someone her little login and was like, "Hey, just do what you got to do."
What you gotta do, which is crazy. But I mean,
I'm locked in on Fani Willis. She is like really underwhelming me. I'm like, at this point, we need some better representation on period.
yeah, it's pretty rough. But well, you know, when you've got the coons, I'm not, you know.
She's the opposite of a coon. She is a very black.
I'm not saying she's a coon, but you know, there's a lot of coons in politics. You know, and they just.
She's a little too ethnic for my liking.
It's just they pander to dollars. They pander to dollar bills and not actual change. And benefiting the community. But yeah, that outage with the DA. I'm sorry, with the county, Fulton County. That's unfortunate. But I think it's like, what I'm realizing is that cyber attacks from whoever they're from, China, Russia, Iran,
United States government.
It's
the United States government.
It's building.
A collaboratory.
Increasing in
maybe
numbers
all of them.
and frequency.
I think it takes time. It takes time to get through to other areas. So like, you know, this week we see AT&T was out, probably likely from cyber attacks. But then we see like 3 weeks ago, Fulton County goes down. So it's like it's slowly like making its way through all the systems until it hits the big system, like the electrical grid or something.
And look at human nature come out of people when these things happen. Like people was literally ready to fight the AT&T employees when they have nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
You know, like now I didn't experience anything with my phone. Did y'all experience?
I did not, but I know my parents did, and we're on the same phone plan.
I'm over here like it was the Ruach HaKodesh.
Yeah.
But I also have
T-Mobile.
I also have shungite on my phone, which is a stone that naturally repels EMF radiation. I'm not saying that that's the cause.
So you for sure have an AT&T cellular device.
Yeah, it's AT&T.
Interesting.
But I'm not saying it's because of the shungite, but who knows? You know, or the Most High, who knows, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the Most High is in everything, so it's not a who knows. But so, just looking at how people have been losing their minds. Some people are at peace, not having their phone, and then some people are just like, my whole life is ruined.
Yeah.
Like, I can't go to work today, you know, because people use their phones and.
Yeah.
And so
I'm one of those people whose life actually it flashed before my eyes, because I'm like, I can't get so many places without a phone, and then.
Bless you.
My parents, my mom was like, I'm calling you from Wi-Fi call. Turn Wi-Fi call on your phone, whatever. Via text. So I turned it on based on the instructions. She's like, call me. She's like, hello, I'm calling from your phone because our phones aren't working. We need to get landlines. I'm like, okay, but if you get a landline, Mom, like, who are you going to call? Yeah. She's like, that's a good point. So I'm like, okay, I'll get a landline. Yeah. You get a landline, and we can call each other only.
Yeah.
Yo, it's I bought a compass like some months ago, you know what I mean, just in case with like direction. But yeah, I'm thinking like, man, like I looked up satellite phones on thousands and thousands of dollars.
They're expensive.
You know what I mean?
I would have been had one.
Like I'm looking at now, I'm thinking like now I'm putting notes on my phone. Okay, recheck bug out bag. Recheck if water.
I really think if an emergency occurred, I really think I could walk to my parents' house on foot. I could make it there. But Chloe, I don't think Chloe can walk that far.
I mean, you get one of them dog things where you put them on like a book bag or something.
That's what I have to do.
That's a far walk.
Oh, it is. But I think it's like, even if it's 30 miles, I can walk 30 miles.
Definitely in a day for sure.
That's what I'm in the gym for.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it's like, I mean, I got some of those Faraday. I got some
Faraday bags.
I got Faraday bags.
Me too. I got one.
I'm trying to put my stuff like in there a lot more, but I just it definitely showed how a lot of people just only care about not only care, but like they just don't know how to operate without their phones.
Yeah,
it's just scary. Like I mean, even for me, like
so if the phone's in here, it can't get service.
But
like you couldn't call my phone.
You shouldn't be able to be. You have to turn your phone off.
Oh.
But you shouldn't be able to be tracked and stuff like that.
Interesting.
You know, and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a preparation season for sure.
Speaking of
all
things that are on fire, what is what is happening at the Northern Morgue?
I mean, shoot, this really lumps right all into it. Like, I should bring up an article or two, but we already know like about the
border crisis. You're right. People are just walking over freely. That is actually, of course, concerning. Just because like the slow drip of people continuously entering and no one exiting, it's like
it's crazy. Because I mean, for me, I think about who will be entering in the northern border, and I think about all those refugees or migrants coming from the European side, from the Middle Eastern side, like all, they're coming over the Atlantic, It's like, and no one's saying anything about them, which is like,
Yeah.
because they're white.
Because they're white, yeah.
It's fine.
Well, you saying the people coming across the border, or the people not saying anything?
The people coming from north, he's saying. The north.
Well, I'm thinking that it's more of a mix, honestly. Like, you probably see a lot more Middle Eastern, and definitely more European for sure. But, like, Ukrainian stuff, but it's probably a crazier mix, but no one's talking about it, so it's like...
All Ukrainians are welcome.
Because they're honestly really they got just as much clout as the Ish people.
Oh yeah. I mean they're almost one and the same.
Right. So all those we have space, we've got resources, we've got time. But for certain other people, it's not working.
No, it's just slow. It's just slow. But you can see slow. There's a couple of. I'll just read off the headlines. But, you have Vermont resident makes unsettling discoveries on property as migrant crisis hits northern border. Kirsty Bro discovers migrants' belongings outside home. Caught legal immigrants on security cameras. New York Post. Eagle Eye residents reveal sophisticated migrant smuggling operation at northern U.S. border. Unsettling post footage and interviews with U.S. residents along Canadian border offer a rare glimpse into the thriving migrant smuggling. New York Times, migrants face cold. Perilous crossing from Canada to New York. They're trying to make it sound,
Yeah, so Canada.
And they're referring to them as migrants in each of them.
Illegal immigration skyrockets to 240% on northern border.
Ooh.
And granted, this is happening across the states. I think Michigan is a hot spot.
Yes, because it's super diverse already there, so they can, I think, more easily can blend in. It's hard to tell. Like in this neighborhood, if someone were to be illegal and they were to have a route that like literally dropped them off in this neighborhood in Tucker, Georgia, I don't think that anyone would notice them at all because it's so just Hispanic over here.
I don't even think like coming from living in Ohio, like I've never seen an ICE agent.
A what?
An ICE agent. Like the
like the people who were actually supposed to work.
People, like do they work up north? You know what I mean? Like
they only have locations in the south.
There you go.
Yeah.
Northern invasion. Daily Mail Online. Northern invasion. New York, New Hampshire, and Vermont see highest ever border crossings. Like, yeah, man. That goes back to the conversation. Is these just
But when Trump was talking about really cracking down on immigration and securing the borders back in like 2018, 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He was so racist and people were actually really, really angry.
But like
so it's like,
don't say you're a Trump supporter.
Do I look like I support anybody in the government?
No.
Okay, there we go. You're like,
don't tell me you're a Trumper.
No, but what I'll say is I do believe the media. I think the media is very powerful, and I think a lot of how Trump was displayed on media wasn't actually how he was in real life. Not to say he doesn't have prejudices and things, but I do think there was actually very agendas to make him look a certain way on, like there was a story where it said he went through some crowd or something just to stand with a Bible in front of like White House or something like that and take a photo, and they made it look like he's like fake or something. But the what happened in real life was different. But basically, so again, like, I'm not going to say he's not prejudiced or racist or whatever, but I do think the media actually spun and chopped up a lot of what he said to make him look worse than he actually is. because, you know, it's seemingly everybody. The whole country was against him. The media, everything.
Right.
But I don't think the elites. I do think he was still a part of the agenda.
He was supposed to be appealing to the Proud Boys.
Yeah.
And their wives and kids.
I just, as I think about it, like, you got to get the majority on the side of, like, thinking a certain way, especially with this issue. Like, think about it from, like, 2016 to, like, 2020. It's like, how could you, like, why would you speak out against the border being compromised at all, you know? And then they tied it back into, like, racism, prejudice, whatever. But now we're seeing, like, it's an actual legitimate issue. Yeah. And it's, like, I think it's indicative towards the agenda of, like, just allowing for the United States to be basically a free-for-all anarchy almost, you know? Like, just plunging us into a civil war. But those seeds that were sown earlier on, it got people not thinking about the border crisis, because they basically made it like, oh, it's solely about race. It's not about protection.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Resources,
you know? Resources, like, it's not. So,
and we don't realize it's actually, like, low key invasion, and there might be in, like, country war, like, like, I had a homegirl just hit me up this week, talking about how, you know, she still needs to get a gun, and, like, she wants me to, you know, offer, okay, you know, I'll go to the gun store with you, help, you know, pick out your first, you know, gun or whatever, you know. She's unreliable and flaky, so that didn't happen. But
side note,
no gun was purchased.
but like, you know, so people are starting to, like, kind of see what's going on and be a little more wary, you know. So I mean, when you're looking at the northern border, you're looking at the outages, you just see these different, it's so many different things coming to a head. And I you just think of that first scene in the Leave the World Behind movie with that ship. Just slowly creeping in. People see something happening, they think it's wrong, but nobody's doing nothing. And then next thing you know, it gets real close, and it might be too late to be prepared. And next thing you know, the White Lion, which was the first slave ship, is on your shore.
And you are running.
And you don't even know what to do. Run around the chicken like a chicken with your head cut off.
Yes, the whole thing is like them putting. It's like they put the movie out, Leave the World Behind, very recently. Like, it went like number 1 on Netflix. I mean, everyone I know saw the movie, and now 3 months later, AT&T outage, where you work, the outage,
literally
the
in your face. Outage. Civil War is now coming out.
Yeah, that's in April. So like, well, are we gonna give that 3 months after it releases? You know what I mean?
Not. Like, by then, I guess we're gonna. I know what I said about the culture, guys, but now I want to build a community with y'all.
Protection. We gotta protect each other, yo. Like, and I was just kind of like on the spirit with my conversation, you know, with my homegirl or with my client, you know, earlier in the week. Like, we have to start nation building, communing. Churches have to be more than churches these days now. It has to be a central place of, we're building. Man. Like,
it's just, it feels like such an uphill battle, because to think that you could create a system to where you have all these resources, like, even if you get the land, even if you get this and that, you, like, need to be able to go to the store. There's certain things you need. You need purified water.
The land is the water source, you know? Like, that's
y'all
what,
don't even want to eat salad.
Become. I mean, I feel like when things get really rough, I'm not even gonna care what I'm eating as long as I'm eating and I'm having nutrition.
Bro,
I mean,
I don't eat canned food. I have canned food, like, saved up, because that's what you need. Something's gonna last. Like, but I don't eat canned food. Like,
so you feel like you could be in a level of preparedness to, if everything popped off, you can escape to this place, or you already live in this place where everything is like aligned.
This is what countries like in Europe are telling their people. They're telling their people to prepare for war. They're telling their people to have food that you could maybe be able to survive off of for 36 to 48 hours. Like, other countries are telling their people to prepare for war. Not here. We're just being rocked to sleep, for real.
Basically.
I mean, it's really, the word is really just coming alive, you know, with these woes, these beginning of sorrows.
Flee from her.
You know, like, and yo, like, when you just hear, like, flee Babylon, like, okay, we know spiritually, but if we're trying to put our mind in the Hebrew if we're putting our mind in Hebrew writer, could it mean literally too? Like I was telling you off camera, I go back and forth with thinking, am I not in Africa right now? Because I am convincing myself that I'm just waiting on the Most High to tell me, or am I really supposed to be more proactive and put faith to work? Like, it's like really like, Ron Dalton, the Hebrews Negroes documentary writer, he be so loud on social media. This man has faced more censorship than anybody in the Hebrew community, I believe. Like, he can't even put his third movie out. Like, oh, wow. Not even in Africa. Like, he's like, these people are watching him, and he's been told from people calling him Israel, every time you put a movie out or you put something, you're actually speeding up our agenda. Like, he put a post out, like, he's been told that him solely with these arguments, he's actually speeding up the agenda, and they want to sit back and just want to be relaxed for a moment, but they're making him have to speed up the agenda on us. Like, because
it's part of the time. It's like when the people wake up, then this happens, then they prepare, then they
them dry bones.
Like, they start having families again, and like they start to carry themselves with a certain level of respect, and they start to eat better, and the next thing you know, like, they're outnumbering us, and they're already more fertile. So the next thing you know, they're enslaving us, and next thing you know, they own the resources, and we're asking them. Next thing you know, we're the borrower. Like, no. So yes, that actually does speed up their agenda when we know and we spread information about what we know, and then we take care of ourselves, and we have certain knowledge and things that we're going to pass on to our kids. That speeds up the agenda.
Talking about fertility, miscarriages at an all-time high. I have 2 clients that have had miscarriages, and my doctor friends are telling me, like, miscarriages weekly. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's scary.
Y'all gotta look. The show's Utopia that was on Amazon. It's about a comic book that talks about conspiracy theories, and these friends, they're now being hunted by this guy because they're not. Oh. And this movie was literally COVID, like, before it happened. Like, kids getting sick, pandemic, Bill Gates character, lab grown meat, like, all of that before it actually happened. And fertility at an all time high.
The House, I don't know if it was the House, I guess Senate or House just passed a bill saying that embryos are human life, so that you can't discard of embryos and so forth. So it's actually, that's heating up as far as like reproductive rights and what. Yeah. For some reason they're putting strange manipulative laws around reproductive rights, and I feel like that's very much relevant to the fertility issues that are going on. I think certain women of certain background, like ethnic backgrounds, seem to have a lot more fertility related issues than other women. I've noticed.
And before we move on to the next topic, if you have grown fearful or feel some type of anxiety after everything we said, all that means is you need more Most High in your life, because we should be able to be aware and watch, this stuff. Watch out for our own flesh and temptation, but also watch around us to be prepared for things. Just be, one of our, leaders in our Hebrew community, talks about, not saying not to be aware, but not to watch the news, and I understand that and stuff. But I do think, we should be prudent and understand what's going on around us so we can be prepared. Psalms, wise man foresees evil and hide himself, Right. It's just like, we have to be able to be prepared and see these things and maintain peace. If you're anxious and you're fearful, then that just means you need more faith. So this is not fear spreading. This is not none of that. This is us keeping people aware, ourselves aware, on our flesh and on what's going on around. So we not caught knowledge, without the knowledge.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree, and I appreciate you for saying that, because I think that there's so much talk about, like, even things that we're talking about, and that the grid going down, civil war, like the end of time, like these things are all prophesied in the Most High's word, and the news is now starting to talk about them, and in a conversation on social media. And if you're not careful, like, you can allow for that spirit of fear to enter into your life, when you're not like focused on the Most High's perspective on what's happening in these end times. So that's why it's vital, we stay in the Most High's word, understanding what prophecy says from Scripture, and coming from that perspective, I feel like you're able to rebuke that spirit of fear that the world wants to put on us right now, because we have to be able to like be operating like logically, not as like super emotional,
right? Not being frantic,
not being frantic, and just like plotting, planning, strategizing as to how we're gonna be led by the Most High, because there's gonna be I think there's gonna be a large amount of force, similar to like when the lollipops were put out, a lot of fear mongering, and just confusion around what people should do. And you need to know the Most High for yourself in these times. Like, don't be relying on us.
Yeah, yo. My prayer is that a lot of us, my prayer is that we get the sin out of our lives, so we're worthy of the protection that comes. The word tells us to pray that we are worthy to escape these things. Yeah, like I need to put that as a note on my phone to be a daily prayer. Like, help me get any sin, anything out of my life, so I'm worthy for your protection. Like, and if anything, all this stuff happening should give you more faith, because the Bible's jumping out at us and hollering at us right now. Like, we're literally living through, what the Word has talked about. So,
okay, let's get into church life versus real life. So, to me, when I think of church life versus real life, I think of a conversation I had with my great aunt. She's like, back in her day, they'd go to church, Wednesday and Sunday. They'd be there every Sunday. And then Sunday night, the pastor would bring a bottle over and, basically drink and get frisky with her grandmother. So, and she remembers as a kid seeing him at church. And then it comes after dinner time or whatever, come Sunday night. Here he's coming with a bottle to come see his girlfriend and have some private time in the room. So to her, that was normal. That was church life versus real life.
There you go.
It's a reality.
I like to think in our walk about a thing about being in the way and being really genuine in your spiritual growth and in the things of the Word and being rooted in the Word means that there's really not a huge differentiation between church life and real life. We all know each other in real life, and when I see y'all at church, I would say basically anything that I would say to you in private. And that's just, I feel like that's authenticity.
And we know each other in real life too. Like, it's not kind of like we're just church friends.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we actually know each other. Like, I think a lot of times people have learned how to, let's just call it what it is, kind of be fake at church in their childhood growing up. Me, for sure. My dad was a minister, so it was always, the Meshach name, and, you're representing this house and us and the woo-doo-woo. So... But I was still bad. I got in trouble. I got whooped by the Sunday school teachers. You know what I mean? Like, it was that. But I did learn a degree of, or I'd sit in the back because I knew I'd fall asleep.
Nah.
But I did.
You were not there to participate, and
Yeah, I did. So I never really, I guess, had kind of that dynamic of church life versus real life. But what I can say is that it's actually harder as an adult to not fall into a church life versus real life, to be honest. Because now that I'm actually pursuing my faith and actually trying to change my life, now it's kind of like, okay, cool, like, Most High, get whatever I got out of my life in my privacy, so it's not like I'm doing these things and being fake, but putting on, because I actually am really trying to be in the congregation and be with the body and grow. It's like, okay, I would, when I moved from my parents' crib and I came back up to Georgia, bruh, I was in the streets, but at church on Sunday, back when I used to go to Martin Street. I mean, I was on the social media apps, meeting girls, this and that, partying, this and that, woo-de-woo. And then I'd be back, at church on Sunday. Granted, I would still sit in the back, you know what I mean? And say hi to whoever. Yeah. And I'd leave. And, it's just, but now that I'm actually, it's still, even when you're trying, to be faithful through the week, you still kind of find yourself like, you're in real life, like you're fighting things daily, So I've definitely seen that church life versus real life, like in other people, like putting on. But I do think we all, to a degree, fight that, way, a little bit.
Yeah. I agree too. And also I think there's another part of it, like real life versus like your whole personal life, like just you by yourself. But as I'm thinking about this topic, I'm just gonna rant here. Eventually, I feel that your real life should be very similar to your church life, but I think that there is a. That's why I love our men's fellowship, but there's only certain times that you can talk about certain things amongst other believers. So like, when we meet on Wednesdays and stuff, or like on Saturday, like at Shabbat, like I don't think that's like maybe the right time to be having a conversation about the lust of the flesh amongst, a whole congregation. Yeah. But that's something that we deal with in real life. But like, I do think that you need to be able to be real with
like like when we're in the men's group.
Times. Yeah, in the men's group, or even like if it's just like outside with somebody, like you have to be able to be real with people. Like yeah, I struggle with drinking or smoking or lust, whatever it is. Like I struggle with that, but I think the important part of church life that a lot of people, like, we had to realize, like, we hold each other accountable in some way, shape, or form. And that, we had to be willing to be like, I failed here with our church friends. And then, what they can do is help us be like, it's okay, brother, repent and like, let's strive to be more like Christ, because I think we have to understand that the word says the spirit and the flesh are at war against each other. And when you come from the streets like me, with
the bicep flex.
I need to see what y'all were doing in the streets that y'all swear y'all were in.
The streets were deep. Honestly, I was just, I was freaking the president of the fraternity. You know what I mean? Like I was worldly.
I've seen the group chats. The fraternity group chats. I've seen with the name Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, can't be good.
We weren't that
can't
bad.
Be good.
With the pictures, the videos of who have we slaughtered this week.
That's crazy.
That's the start.
Albany State University. Yeah. I would never talk to a girl from there. I'm gonna just keep it at that.
What if she was actually going to class and going home?
But yeah, so we just as we are, like, I feel like when we meet, like, there's nothing that I can't tell you guys at church. Yeah. And there's also a lot of other brothers and sisters at church that I can have those conversations with, or just about, like, maybe what I'm struggling with, or about life, about real life, like, maybe you have a loved one that's sick, or maybe you just, like, your car's jacked up. Like, I think the authenticity is necessary to, like, a healthy church body.
We're probably too honest with each other at church. I was talking to Elijah at church. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to stop, like, seeing this guy because his like, ex-girlfriend is, like, his sister-in-law because of marriage, and they were together all over the holidays. And Elijah goes, yeah, probably smashing. They're not! Oh, my gosh! I was like, yeah. This conversation is over. So yeah, we have these moments. The point is that I don't think we think it's like, oh, this is my church friend, so let me like have this script when I see, like, if you like piss me off and I happen the next time I see you at church, and I'm gonna be like, hey, like, I didn't like how you did that.
Yeah.
It has nothing, like, us being at church is like, I think we've mastered it is what I'm saying. I feel like there's there is a balance that should be had.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you're like standing in your authentic, like you are being who you really are, you don't think about, oh, I'm in this setting, so I'm going to act like this. Like,
right. Like, I think a good example of it would be like when we had that cookout last summer. We were all able to commune. We had a good time. There was some drinks and libations, but like, it wasn't like we talked about real life types of topics. You know what I mean? Like, what do we like to watch? Like, what do we do with our free time? Like, and having like just conversations about what's going on in the world, as well as, being in the truth. But we were able to have a good time, and eat and fellowship. So
yeah, argue, we did it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, it's when you're at congregation, Bishop said something kind of powerful this week, weekend. It's something we should all really realize. Like, back in the Israel, the presence of the Most High dwelt in the innermost part of the temple, right? And some of it rested on the Ark of the Covenant. But now, today, we all take the presence of the Most High with us in our homes, in the car, wherever we're at. You know what I mean? But when we are stepping into what we designate as the house of the Most High, or where we congregate, His presence is going to be even more powerful there because we're two or three, more gathered. So there is a certain reverence we do have to have when we're walking in these places, and not, So it's not like, oh, you're being, and that's the thing. Like, there is the fake, Christian or believer, right? That, oh, you're holy at this time, but you're doing this stuff, right? There is that. But people also do have to understand, well, you got to discern between that and then the people that actually just know you have to walk in this building or place with a certain type of reverence. And there's just certain things that you can't do. You shouldn't say.
Reverence, I agree.
It's a reverence, not a fakeness, a reverence. But we do know and understand the Most High sees all. He's with us at all times if we have the testimony of His Son.
Right.
So, even in our daily lives, we should still try to remember, like, even that reverence a little bit in our lives, right? Even though we keeping it real, we being ourselves. Yeah. Like, the Most High has imparted, us with all our different personalities and characteristics. And so, like, I definitely am told often how crazy I am. I'm too much,
Someone said you're too much?
You've probably said that to me multiple times. Like,
say such a thing.
You know what I mean? Like, I say some of the wildest things or whatever.
Yeah.
And granted, the Most High, He's giving me, I ate my twin. He's giving me a big personality. Like, I don't know. Like, but
I love watching Brandon at church. I'll be honest, guys.
Do you?
I don't. Okay, I won't say I love it, but I do enjoy watching Brandon at church because this man he'll go on like a minute, 2-minute tangent on this apocryphal reading that was very relevant to our canonical reading, and it's just like, and he just like, when you watch all the other brothers, they're like. and then they'll start picking up and asking him questions, and he just keep going deeper. I'm like, oh man,
it's like they're not ready.
They're not ready. They don't even know,
right? But I do that outside too. A lot of times, we're working, we're at places at work, we're in areas like, it's just like, so you can't really have those conversations with just everybody in life, But I do remember a time, like, when I first came into the truth, that fire and zeal I had, where it's literally all I would talk about. Every whole conversation was holy. Like, like, you know what I mean? Almost, But, then there's this kind of evening kind of balance out where, like, you still walk in holiness. But, your personality, your character is kind of still there, So, like,
I think it's important to have a character. The more extreme examples would be if someone is always using a lot of those cliches, blessed and highly favored, and they can only speak to you in those cliche sort of never actually saying how they really are. What's real with them is just, oh, I'm just blessed. I'm just highly favored. That's all I am. I'm just blessed and highly favored. It's like, nah, you had to. I know you have went through something in life. Yeah. So I really like at Boom how we do our testimonies at the end, and anyone has things to share, because even though I don't get a chance to reach out and meet every single person who comes to service, I feel like I always walk away knowing a little bit more about what someone is like either dealing with or what they overcome or what they're excited about, what their passions are, without me necessarily going to introduce myself. So I feel like I get to see people as not, oh, these people are just here and we're at church sitting in chairs. No, these are real everyday working people who have different issues or certain goals and family matters that they're like overcoming. And I'm encouraged by hearing people's testimonies in church.
You gotta get right before you get exposed or reprimanded. If you're really living that like church life versus real life, it's one of the most important things to realize. There will be a day of exposure. Yeah. The Most High will give you time to get it right in your private life. And I thank the Most High for the grace He's given me in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, He's given me the confidence to actually talk on some of the things that I deal with, right? But I thank Him for the grace of the privacy of me going through what I'm going through, so I'm not exposed. And then when I come through it, I can speak freely about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to speak about what you're dealing with, what you're going through in those moments. In the moment, yeah. Or in that season. So, yeah, man.
When you talk about reverence too, I do think there is a thing of getting your self and your mind in that space. Like when I'm on my way to service, especially on the Shabbat, I'm definitely like only listening to certain music. I'm very specific about that. Even on my way home, while any other time I might jump in my car, might want to throw on, I don't want to name any names, I don't want to be judged, but I am a hip hop fan. Like I'm going to listen to Kodak, I'm going to listen to Drake now and again or whatever, but on the way to church, I like to make sure I'm getting myself in that space. Yeah.
That's important. I feel you.
So do you think though, along those lines, can you be a hip hop fan while staying committed to your walk?
Oh, that is an alternative thought. You want to go first, Elijah?
Yeah, sure.
Or music, hip hop music /
a hip hop fan or music, like into certain music, staying committed to your walk.
Yes, but you have to be extremely like discerning, and I'll say it like this: like
beautiful segue, by the way.
Yes,
great job. Yeah, yes.
Yes, you could be a hip hop fan and still stay committed to your walk, but you have to realize what the lyrics, what the music is doing to your spirit, and this is something that I've had to realize for myself. When you listen to certain lyrics, Drake, J. Cole, Kanye, those are the people I listen to.
Kanye.
Or, maybe Giveon or like, Sade or, Erykah Badu. Like, you have to realize like their music is stirring up something within you. Whether it's lust, whether it's getting to the money, whether it's drugs, it's stirring up something within you because the lyrics are talking about things that we deal with in real life. So you have to be discerning internally and like being like, okay, can I listen to this music but stay righteous with the Most High and stay on the narrow path that He has for me? And for a time period in my life, like, and even still kind of now, like, I am not there. You know what I mean? Like, until I can like listen to that music in mass quantities. Now I'll listen to like a song here and there, like, and I'll either keep it on repeat, like let's say I'm in the gym or something, but I don't usually like listen to that music when I'm just driving around because I know what it used to do to my spirit. Like, and it would just give me in a perspective of like, all right, well, everyone else is out here doing, smoking weed and drinking, and fornicating and stuff like that. And like when I would listen to the music, like I would like start having those thoughts. So I just like
rationalizing, almost.
Yes, very very much rationalizing. So I'm like, I need to just keep my mind on Yahshua. I need to listen to music that's in alignment with that, or just not listen to music at all. Like just listen to a podcast or a YouTube video or something like that. So like I do think that people can be committed in their walk with the Most High. But like, if you're listening to hip hop constantly, I think it may be a little harder, you know, for you to be truly living righteous, you know, and you know, not living in unrepented sin and stuff like that. So
that's what I agree. I agree with the like in doses. So it can't be something that's continuous all the time. Like I feel like you can have an appreciation for, because music is an art form just like anything else. Like these artists that are putting out music now are inspired by the ones who came before them, who are inspired by the ones before them, and so forth. So there are people who are real music fans and fanatics who have an understanding of the way that music works, and you know, things of the past, and how that's cultivated the sound that we have now, and how certain sounds go with certain generations. So I'm not all that into music like that. Like I could really do without it. I'm not one of those people who like, I need music to live. So I'll listen to something in the car now and again, but the amount of time that I actually spend in my daily life listening to music is kind of narrow. Like I listen mostly like if I'm going to working out or running. If I go on an hour and a half run, walk, or whatever, that might be an hour and a half a day that I listen to music, and outside of that, I didn't really listen to it. But I do think that, of course, there's no way, like, if you're thinking about righteousness and then you have, you know, Sexy Red saying horrid things about the things of women as a woman, there's no way I can listen to this all day. Like, it just doesn't resonate with who I am as a person. So it has to be balanced. Like I want to bop now and again, you know, I have especially, and then I'm getting old. So like all the music I like right now is like 2016 to 2018.
Oh yeah.
Like that's kind of where I froze in time anyway. So it's really hard for me to pick up anything new without being completely disturbed. Like this is literally a demon on the other side of you.
Well,
like,
honestly,
who made
like
this?
even like, because I mean like, I used to be a huge Drake fan. I'm relatively now, but like
A huge Drake fan? Oh.
huge. Like I went to his concert and stuff like that. Like, you know,
Me
but
too. I had his
I
posters.
can't listen to his new music. You know what I mean?
All right.
Not the same.
All right. Let me jump in here. So
You don't like Rich Baby Daddy?
I don't even know.
all
what
right.
song it is.
Anyways, all right. All right. So it's interesting. Bishop actually touches on this at the end of Shabbat. Just he was talking about enjoying life and things like that, and how like, you know, he's not turning on gospel music, you know, when he's taking his wife on a date. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, we do it, but obviously, you know, he wasn't like, oh, just go whistling anything. Now, me personally, in my own life,
Like good music.
I cannot personally, and this is where the more knowledge you have, I feel like the more responsible you are on certain things. The music industry is satanic. Like I'm dead. There's no gray area. The music industry is satanic. Not to say every single artist in the industry is satanic, but most of them are. I grew up on like Christian hip rap. Actually, my parents are New Yorkers, so I'm a real hip hop head. Like me and my dad used to watch the underground rap battle like videos. Like that's where some of my like junk talking like y'all have never seen me in my cutting somebody up verbally bag.
Do you like to Joan?
Oh, yeah, Joan. Yeah. Joan, Snap, Rose, Fire
Learn
Up.
something new about Brandon every day.
Like,
Next to Joan.
oh man, I love cutting people up, you know, in a friendly environment.
Yeah.
I've cut somebody up so bad that we actually got into a fight afterwards.
Oh, wow.
And it was a friendly roast battle. I just got on them too bad.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, bro, let's fight.
No, it was literally that. It was the last fight I was actually ever was in school, actually. And from my life personally, as somebody who, say, full transparency, intrusive thoughts, deal with lustful thoughts, things like that, I cannot listen to most hip hop at all anymore. I love my boy Tory Lanez, and you know, I do think, you know, you are unjustly in prison. Personally, in my opinion, we don't gotta go. I think the friend did. I think the friend did it, and the guard came out and said that the friend did it.
Oh.
The guard that was there. But another conversation. All I'm saying is, I can't listen to his music no more. He's one of my favorite artists. You know, he grew up as a PK. We have very similar personalities, man. Like my other side of Brandon is the kind of that Tory Lanez personality. You know what I mean?
We should just cut this, ladies, because he's completely canceled. So for you to say that the other side of your personality is Tory Lanez, who's in jail for abusing a woman, is a little scary.
Bruh, stop. No, let's keep it real. Like, okay, let's pretend, even if you don't believe the friend shot her, just pretend that you do. I'm saying the cocky, braggadocious, I'm that, nigga, woo-de-woo, like I'm confident, I like multi-talented, and a PK.
Yeah,
we have very similar lives. Getting in trouble, getting kicked out of schools. I relate to him a lot. You know what I mean? And I was raised, with two younger sisters. There's no woman in the world who could ever say I was abusive, or even verbally. I've literally my first heartbreak in high school is the only time I've ever really cut up a girl verbally.
I believe that. I know you're a good guy. I'm not insinuating otherwise.
Yeah, whatever. Narratives. Anyways,
I would never say otherwise.
So, anyways, so
is Tory Lanez music too sexual in particular?
Well, it's sexual. Yeah, it's sexual. It does feed into that braggadocious. I really try to work on humility, bruh. I feel that. I'm confident. And I'm not shy about my confidence. So I feel that there's nobody better than me. There's nobody who's better at what I do in my profession. I feel that way. You know what I mean? In my soul, I'm the best coach. I'm most educated in this. Woo-woo, I feel that way. But I know I have to work on humility. So I can't listen to that music because it's going to feed into that. It's going to feed into my hypersexuality. You know what I mean? It's going to feed into certain things. I cannot listen to that. I can't listen to music that talk about smoking and running through women woo because it is going to bring that side out of me and marinate. So I literally can't listen to. I don't even listen to Kendrick no more. I don't even listen to J. Cole no more. And it's a thing where also I've just learned about even they're a part of certain agendas too. You know what I mean? In Kendrick's last album, he kind of got into the LGBTQ transgender agenda. You know what I mean? There's kind of that light side, dark side, Baphometism.
Yeah, he is.
Even in J. Cole, there's there be the pedophilia symbols in the logo.
Those things scare me more than the sexual things.
So even if they're not talking outright about certain things in their music, there could be music files hidden there, frequencies that you might be to. What was it about Leave the World Behind? They found extra audio. They found extra 4 audio frequencies in there that supposed to subliminally mess with you. Really? When you watch that movie. Yeah. Usually one audio they found. There's 4 of them in
I could believe that because it's the background music.
The background music was definitely
it's just giving creepy.
I mean, Erykah Badu, cool. We a lot of us looked at her. Oh, she was the soulful one, but she's a witch. She's an outright witch. Beyonce, we know. Right. Beyonce, we know, is a witch. Taylor Swift is a witch. These, and they're not shy to talk about this stuff no more.
Yeah, that's where I draw the line with the music thing. Even if I'm listening to a Kodak or NBA YoungBoy and they're saying violent things, fine. Okay, it's ignorant. Don't say kill people, whatever in songs. But it won't stop me from listening to it. Even if they say I'm about to F this beat, blah blah blah, all this sexual, but sexual things, I can even just whatever put it out my mind, don't care. But when they get to being I'm a demon and I'm a devil and blah blah blah, when they say that in a song is when I'm all right, this is too far.
That's when you gotta your discernment has to be okay, so basically everything in the song is demonic.
That's where I'm all right, let's let this off.
And granted, each of us have different capacities for what we can consume. Me personally, I don't think I consume any of it no more. I can only listen to Afrobeat. Afrobeat, they're slowly kind of getting a little more vulgar in Afrobeat a little bit. They're sneaking it.
I just don't know what they're saying.
But at least with the frequency and the feel, they're still kind of appropriate for the most part across the board. So I do listen to a little Afrobeat. I definitely listen to gospel. I definitely listen to truth music or Hebrew music and Christian rap music.
Artists I think that have helped me in just kind of way hip hop. You know, Eshawn, Anafiel.
Yeah.
Recently, Aha. You know, like
Aha Gazelle. I do like Lecrae still. I got the 116 tattoo.
I was,
you know, I've had that before. I stopped realizing that tattoos was wrong. By the way,
the oldies, Bob Marley.
Yeah. I like Stevie Wonder, you know, Anita Baker,
Johnny Mathis, you know, too much too late to ever try again.
Yeah. Barry White.
So there are clean artists that don't really, there's some Michael Jackson I still listen to, but even for me, like, even if your music is clean, for me, it does still mess with me a little bit if I know your lifestyle. If you was into pedophilia, if you was into to trafficking, whatever, R. Kelly, I can't do it.
I can't listen. Yeah,
I can't. Because
it's the root. You know what I mean?
Certain R&B artists, people found out
it's going to be in that music. You know,
certain R&B artists, people have found out that they actually go the other way. I don't know how people can still listen to Frank Ocean and Tyler the Creator, knowing that they could be talking about men. Yeah. But cool, I guess
that is the weird, and I'm guilty of that because I actually like Frank Ocean and Tyler the Creator, and. What is Frank Ocean's boyfriend? Steve Lacy.
We don't care about the names.
Sorry. I'm just saying. I actually like their music. That's his boyfriend.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Steve Lacy is good, right?
Okay, anyway.
That's where it's like, I'm not trying to I'm just saying the music is a vibe, but it's like, they be arguing in there, but
yeah. So
I actually had my neighbor kind of like walked over to me one day because he's like, those people, like one of those people who's like, I got an album coming out. He's always got like he's in the studio. He'd be in the studio all the time. So this particular day, he's like, my song is finally done. You got to hear it. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna listen. I'll listen to his song. It was literally, the song was like, because he's Caribbean, so it was like Caribbean style. It was like, get naked, big ass, sex, get naked. So I'm at this point, I'm like physically, it was awkward. It wasn't like playing it on the radio. Him just showing it to me, and the two of us just standing here. I was like, I'm now uncomfortable. And then I think he felt after he'd been making the song this whole time, never thought of it that way. But then once he played it for me, a lady, and now it's so vulgar. Even he seemed like he was like, oh, sorry. It's like, you've been working on this in the studio for 2 years? Are you kidding me?
2 years? You can't play in front of your mom.
It was just one of those moments.
I just do, and even with, honestly, and here's something else. I remember, I put, a status on Facebook years ago. I was like, people don't realize they be dealing with anxiety, depression, or carrying certain emotions around because you listen to certain people. Like, okay, cool. Like, one of my best friends, love you, Liv. She commented, well, I listen to Gucci Mane all the time and I'm not whipping bricks and blah, 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 whoop, whoop. Okay, cool. But you talk about you have bipolar. You know what I mean? Like,
that is a stretch.
No, you got to understand, like, aggressive. Like, say you deal with aggression issues, right? Or how your tone and how you talk to people. You listening to people talking aggressive all the time is going to feed into that.
Okay.
As a person who grew up with real anger issues, come on. Like, I know that better than anybody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, people don't realize things really subconsciously mess with you. Even if you're not consciously... whatever, things subconsciously mess with you. And then, of course, we are not educated on frequency. Our bodies are water. It's 75% water. How things, even if it's a clean song, there could be a certain frequency. Who knows? Maybe doing spells over the record, whatever. That you are being affected in ways that you have no idea.
You just start having terrible dreams. You're like, man, what did I eat for dinner?
Yo,
it's actually what you listen to.
We gotta say, what do they say? Hashatan, they say Hashatan was the angel of music. I need to read it because I don't know how biblically correct that is. I know it said certain things, but I don't know if that actually means he's an angel of music. But obviously, he's the god of this world, and music is the most powerful. That's why people can wear Atlanta influences everything. Because we own the music industry and we've been running for the last 10 to 15 years. And this is the most influential place on the planet right now. Like if you're talking about music,
Yeah.
which influences generations. So
It does. It even influences dating. Because I think the city girls have done an incredible detriment to Black women of America.
oh my gosh,
Whenever, my little cousin is like maybe a junior in high school, and he's like, I was like, so do you have a girlfriend? And girl, like at school, he's like, no, I don't have a girlfriend because I can't afford one. He said this. I'm like, well, what can you do? What do you want to afford? You're like 16. What do you? I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like,
That's
tell me more
crazy.
information, because how can you not afford a girlfriend and you guys are all kids? Like, nobody works.
What do you mean?
They said that city girl stuff. Got my little cousin thinking he can't get no date.
Oh, because he's not buying Birkins.
He cannot buy.
No,
Birkins.
but actually, women walk around like this.
Yeah.
You need to be
This is
making
because
X
of the music.
amount.
It's because of the music.
Yeah, I mean, music is drugs.
And
We know
podcast.
Juice WRLD could have been a sacrifice, but he overdosed.
Side note.
He
I love your side notes, Brandon.
he overdosed, right? But he directly said, "Future's music influenced me to get on lean and certain drugs." Now he dead.
And
Like,
look at Future chilling
Chilling.
in the South
oh
of
yeah.
France.
And he had a whole interview talking about, I don't even do
drugs.
this stuff. Like, I just
Yeah.
be, bruh, people like,
That's
yo,
crazy.
like, I think you listen to music in general. I think you can listen to any genre in general, but I do think you have to be worried about what is this artist talking about. I do like to know the live styles of the artists that I'm listening to personally. Even if your music is good and clean or whatever, or a certain way, but your lifestyle and how you
I
talk
need to
with
see
people,
your church life versus your real life.
I mean, it's not. Whatever. No, but for real, like it's
Studio life versus real life.
Right. Where do you live? Where do you actually
for
live?
real though. You know what I mean? And so but I do think, I'll say this. I do think the Most High has given us all different spiritual capacities.
Right.
Where some of us might be able to handle consuming certain things and others can't. I think
That's
I'm
right.
a little bit more sensitive to what I consume personally, so I choose to stay away from a certain things. But I do think eventually our goal should get to a certain level of perfection
Yeah,
and
purity.
holiness, to where we do shy away from some of the things that we might still indulge in now. It's a process, and sanctification is a process, right? So
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Even the rappers themselves have a church life versus real life. Like, most rappers are not making money off rap; they are scammers. Like, that's a real thing. They're showing, oh, I'm getting money, I'm this and this, shows on the road, and then gets locked up for wire fraud. Why are you stealing money? Like, you're a rapper.
Bro.
Their scamming career actually funds their rap career.
How much more do you need?
But they be broke a lot of times.
They
Those
really
those
do. They be
advances
broke.
they gotta pay back.
Yeah.
The ish people own them.
Right.
Basically.
Full circle.
That's gonna be our censored way of mentioning who y'all know we mentioned, the ish people. Okay,
The ish people are like, hey, we can hear you and we know who you're talking about.
anyway, but the ish elites, not all of them, by the way.
know the other ish
the ish elites. There you go.
Yeah, I mean that's what's being really planned,
Yeah,
Not only with media, but also in the thing that kind of makes the world go round, which is money. As we're moving into like 2024. I mean, we kind of just left.
the year of 6.
We just left ritual season.
Yesterday
Yesterday was
Ritual
2
season. Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was 2/24/24. Did you guys? I don't know if you guys peeped that.
It's
but
2017
And
in Ethiopia.
It was 2/2/2.
Yeah.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah, which is wild.
It's 2017 in Ethiopia
Wow.
with their 13
happened?
months, huh?
Oh, that 13 months.
Well, they're the only place that hasn't been colonized. Technically, they're really on the real calendar that we should be on, but
So
that's
it's
another
only year
conversation.
2027 there?
2017.
Dang. You need to
Yeah.
catch up.
It's only year 2017 there.
We need to catch up, or they need to catch up.
They need to.
No, they're the only ones that haven't been colonized.
Yeah, they need to catch up.
So
They
they're
need
on
to get colonized.
They're on the real calendar.
So when it's really 2020 in Ethiopia, that's when stuff's popping off.
Well, let's see. Anyways, where was you headed? Where was you headed with what you were
No, we like totally derailed.
My
I was trying to get into financial news.
Go for it. I peeped the segue.
Yeah,
I peeped the segue.
Interrupted you anyway.
I was trying.
Anyways.
It's all good. It's all good. But, you know, we just left ritual season. Grammys, freaking Super Bowl. But, you know, I think trophies. Yeah. There's another just event that is on the horizon that we're starting to see cracks in the system taking place with the phone outages, with a cyber crash that is going to attack basically the institutions, the financial institutions of not only the United States but of the world. And I'm gonna have Brandon clip this into the YouTube, but there's a clip that I showed you guys earlier about how it's really the World Economic Forum's plan, and Klaus Schwab, his plan to basically crash.
And he's actually really a Rothschild, by the way. He had a name change.
Really?
That's another.
So ish.
Yeah.
That scares me.
It makes sense though. It makes sense. That's how you get up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this plan for basically crashing the entire financial system, and then out of that, a new system gets reborn, and it makes so much sense to me because the United States is about $34 trillion in debt. I think we're probably the largest of the central banks that come from those people, and 34 trillion is not getting repaid.
Some of us were thinking 33. No, they were waiting for 33. Some of us was waiting. Once it hits 33, that's it.
Yeah. They got you.
If you know what we mean by that.
Yeah, and I think that also it's probably a lot more than even 34. So maybe they're waiting for like 66 or something.
So like a cyber crash.
It's going to double overnight one day.
Yeah. A cyber crash reset. I mean, that would make the most sense. And to introduce these central bank digital currencies, I could see them. I definitely think that with this phone outage, over this year, we're going to see a different... Okay.
Oh, Elon Musk. We forgot to mention, Elon Musk literally tweeted that day, this is a test.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He did tweet that, which is very scary. And then Biden, he put out a picture with him,
the red eyes,
with the red eyes, like this is all according to plan or something like that.
Mind you, anyone who doesn't think that's highly strange.
Mind you, that Friday, a Nigerian bank CEO and his family died in a plane crash.
Yeah. On the way to Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were on the
way. Crazy, but yeah, these digital currencies. Oh, what I was saying was there's going to be an increased amount of security and protection that these technology companies, even our phone companies, and everyone's going to start to require. And 2-factor authentication is going to get a lot more serious. And then eventually it's going to go to 3-factor authentication.
My Facebook has been trying to... Somebody's been trying to have my Facebook on a weekly basis. I keep getting that 2-factor authentication, like email, like, yo, like, they trying it. Like, you really need that.
Yeah, it's crazy. But they have to implement that first to then eventually get it to where like you're housing your digital currencies with them with a higher level of authentication, just for protection, so to say. But you know, guys, I think that these outages, the cyber crash and outages and stuff, is going to be just the way that the B system continues to like really get implemented and introduced into our economy. So
I'd like to add that the only way for them to increase cybersecurity, is to take away personal freedom and decrease privacy.
Yeah.
So in order for you to be able to authenticate or have separate VPNs or whatever it requires so that it's airtight, they also need to track and monitor everything that your device does and this and that. They can't do one without the other, and which actually I mean, maybe it was set up for that way, but that is a real true fact. That's the only way they can increase security.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, and I've seen some other theories too as to what could happen. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but we know Elon Musk is also working on the Neuralink.
Oh, so many agendas, boy.
So many agendas.
I'm just waiting for the first man who did Neuralink, he died now. Yeah. Just like the first man who took the DivOp
jab. He was uploaded to the cloud.
Yeah. That's
there you go. Yeah. Where
they're just waiting to put him into his.
And now we got to market. Everybody gets a consciousness.
Yeah, everyone gets their own cloud.
Yeah, there's actually a show about that.
I think that in itself would be hell. Being stuck in a cloud, your soul, and you can't leave. You're waiting for humans to free you and put you in a robot, so you can have the human experience all over again. That sounds like hell.
No, there's a whole show where it's like in the future, atheism is a thing, and religion is like a very old fashioned way of thinking.
Oh, wow.
And now when people die, we can just upload your consciousness to the cloud where your family members can come, spend time with your consciousness at the hotel or resort cloud or whatever. And there's ads, and you got to pay to get rid of the ads in your consciousness.
Of course, there's gonna be ads.
And now you got people and now you got people at the cloud surfaces falling in love with the consciousness. It's nasty work. It's I watched the whole series. I forgot what it's called. Twin.
I feel like I may have seen something similar too, like where they are trying to escape this heaven, but it's just like them being uploaded to the cloud. I forgot what that show was called.
Heaven, but they're in hell. Literally can't leave.
Literally.
Good stuff.
Life.
Wow.
Life.
Yeah. With that being said, we're gonna keep on moving. 10 toes down.
10 toes down.
8 toes down, or whatever you have over there. 7 toes down.
I got 2 pairs of boxing gloves, mouth guards, and headgear.
I actually want a box.
All right, cool. What's up?
Yeah, well, I actually might do that today.
Okay.
And we're gonna keep on moving forward despite all these things,
Yeah.
Nah, Most High got us, man. That's the main thing we got to keep realizing. Most High got us. If you have fear in your life, and I'm speaking to me as well when I say this, if you got fear in your life, either you need more faith or there's some sin, something you need to overcome, so that you feel worthy of the Most High's protection.
Amen.
There you go.
That's all we got.
Love y'all, man. Love our viewers. Love everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Comment, like, share, subscribe.
And thank you for watching.
If you want to donate Kingdom Outkasts on, is it Pod or Kingdom Outkasts?
Kingdom Outkasts Pod.
Kingdom Outkasts Pod on Cash App. We ain't begging. If you want to, cool. If you don't, cool. But we still gonna keep serving y'all.
Thanks, Skippy. Y'all be blessed.
Deuces.
Shalom.
Kingdom Outkasts out.